I'm a corporate recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume you have up first has already failed, and I know that before I review it because they did not pick a stack. So, if you're a software developer, software engineer, whatever, same title, you need to pick a stack or you've already failed. A lot of people, and this goes for non-software developers as well, which, by the way, I do more than tech resumes, but the tech market is right now, and like 90% of the resumes that are sent to me are tech. But when you apply to a job, what you need to do to actually get interviews is, before you even apply, I need you to take about 15 job descriptions that are good, right? Not all job descriptions are good. And I need you to find the things in the qualification section, and I need you to build your resume based on those. The problem with this is they say software developer engineer, and that is too broad of a job title. You need to make your resume job title specific. So when you are a software engineer, you need to pick full stack, backend Python, backend Java, backend C#, front end, or maybe AI engineer, because those are slightly different. But if you do not pick those, you have failed. So this resume has already failed. Also, I know they failed because their ratio is garbage. So a ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. Your goal should be at a minimum 50 applications to get one interview. If your ratio is above that, it's a bad resume. If your ratio is below that, it's a good resume. And this has over 150, which is why applications to interview, which is why it's bad. So I am not going to look for a software developer engineer because that is too broad. I am going to look for a Python backend developer. If you are a Python developer, great. If you're not, too bad. You did not pick a stack. You need to pick a stack or you fail. I don't make the rules, right? I do have to enforce them or I get fired, unfortunately. But you need to do that, right? I don't say this because I'm like, haha, your experience is useless. I'm saying this because if you want to get a job to feed yourself and get employed, you need to do this. This is the rules. I can tell you how to fight the game and play the game, but I can't change the game, unfortunately. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need. And that is all the time we have. So can I find what I need in 20 seconds? For a Python engineer, what I need is Python, SQL, any of them, Docker, Cloud. If it's GCP, you do need to put Google Cloud Platform and then in parentheses GCP. Otherwise, for AWS, you don't need to do that. RESTful APIs or REST APIs, Git, CI/CD. And then I need either AI, so ML, agentic, or full stack. Weirdly enough, Python software developers break into those too. And nice to haves are Fast API, Flash, Django, ETL, Java, OAuth 2, MongoDB, microservices. So I need to see these in qualification format, not keywords. So these are keywords. This is not what I'm looking for. Keyword qualifications I am looking for. Qualifications are a keyword, which is what the hiring team needs, also found in the qualification section of a job description, plus how you used it, plus the reason or result of you using it, plus where you used it. If you do not show me those 4 things, it does not count. So 20 seconds on the clock. This is a garbage resume, so I'm not going to be able to find it, but let's see if I can find any of them. And go. Okay, degree, good. You don't need this because you already got your other degree. Building a native security for Debian using Go. Don't care. Nothing here is related. Nothing here is related except for PostgreSQL, which is good. Design a weight scoring. I don't care about that. Don't care about this. Don't care about that. Nothing's related. Architected engine using Playwright. Oh, there we go. TypeScript. First thing I needed, but not even for this one. And down here, actually an OK sentence and time. That's it. That's all the time I had. This would definitely get rejected. So let me read what they wrote. They said, I have completed my master's in May and have been applying since then. The only legit interview I got was from Amazon in September. Could not clear it. That happens. Like, don't feel bad if you can't succeed in an interview. Sometimes you need to have more interviews. That's my goal, is to get you enough interviews so that you can fail an interview too. Because everybody's failed an interview too. I've failed interviews. The best engineers and the best people at every of their jobs fails interviews. That happens. The point is, I get you enough interviews that you have the bandwidth to fail them. Apart from that, some small interviews and then caught into sponsorship issues, I guess. Looking for anything in tech, cloud, anything. Right, I understand you're desperate, but you need to be specific because this resume has absolutely nothing. Everything I highlighted in red should not even exist in your, doesn't exist. So basically, the only thing I saw right here is that you use PostgreSQL, okay, right? Oh, I deleted too much of that. You use PostgreSQL, and I missed this. Actually, REST API is good. So this sentence is actually almost okay, but I missed it because it was filled with junk. So nothing here. Again, you already have the master's in the same degree. You don't need the bachelor's in it. But yeah, you have nothing. Like, you don't show me Python. You don't show me enough to have anything. Like, this is why you're getting rejected, is your resume is so broad that it's useless. You need to tailor your resume to a job title. Not the job itself, the job title, right? Remember, I made a guide to this. It's in the description below. That's also how you can submit it. It also shows you where you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlestheadhunter. That is where I get these keywords and teach people how to do this live. But like the problem with this is there's nothing here I need, right? Like, mentored students in analysis, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's nothing here. You don't have enough qualifications to be a cloud engineer. You don't have enough qualifications to be a Python developer. You don't have enough qualifications to be a C# backend developer or a Java developer or front end or full stack, because it is too broad. You need to tailor your resume to the job title. So take 15 job descriptions that have the same or similar title and tailor your resume to that, and then use that tailored resume to mass apply to everyone. Because right now, this is what I see through my recruiter vision, is nothing. Nothing here is related. And this is not even going into the visa issues. By the way, once people follow my advice, they get a 1-to-7 ratio. So if you want 1 interview per 7 applications, you should follow my advice. The exception to that is if you're going for primarily remote roles, which, because that market is so saturated, it's about a 1 in 30 to a 1 in 40. Or people with visas, it's then about a 1 in 30 to a 1 in 100, just because if you're on a visa, it's that hard to get an interview. But I still get people on visas interview. So this is the problem with your resume, is it's almost entirely blank and it's not tailored to anything. And I do not see a single thing here that I could use to move you forward for almost any position, because it's all incredibly blank. Also, your formatting is bad, but again, the problem is more the bullet points than the formatting. So when you fix the formatting, when you fix the bullet points, you need to use this format. Also in the description below, this is how you do it. My guide shows you why it's good. You definitely need to do it. The guide is free as well. But a bigger issue is not the formatting, because formatting is 30% of your overall grade. You can still pass and get interviews with a bad format. Like, people obsess over formatting, and I do care about formatting because I'm teaching you how to do this, but your bullet points are by far and large way more important than your formatting. And these bullet points are garbage, because this is not specialized. There's nothing here. You've listed everything, and thus you've listed nothing. So I'm really not sure what else I can do for this resume, because there's just nothing here, and I don't know what they're going for, because you cannot go for everything. You have to be specific. Be specific. Be specific. If you do not be specific, you will be unemployed. That is not what we want. So that is all I can do for this resume. I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I am a small creator, and honestly, even every comment and like really helps me out in repost. Seriously, it's super helpful. And I also wanted to thank all of my members who get access to videos a little bit early. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for supporting me. If you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. But again, thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and I'm here to help you get a job. So let's go to the next resume. This is a software engineer, backend Java. Thank you for picking a stack. This is what you need to do. So for a Java developer, which you can already tell is different than a backend Python developer, we need Java, Spring, Spring Boot. You could probably get away with only having Spring instead of Spring Boot, but it should be both of them if you can. Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful APIs or REST APIs. Microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, OOP, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud. And again, if you pick cloud, if you do GCP, you need to say Google Cloud Platform and then GCP. You don't need to do that for AWS. Architecting or systems. Systems is sort of overcame the word architecting. Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, Kafka, and these are rare but nice to have, is some full stack. And this full stack is different, so it's JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue. Those are the ones I'm looking for. And DevOps and RabbitMQ. But if you don't have anything from the rare, you should be fine. So what is this person's ratio? We do not know. We do not know at all. So 20 seconds on the clock. Can I find what I need? Is this good? Is this bad? We're going to find out. And go. Okay, you don't need this because you already graduated with it. Implemented a large-scale payment gateway for API, tenant education. None of this is related. Developed an admin dashboard for CRUD. Don't care. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Why is Java only mentioned down here? And declined. Okay, this is a bad resume. This is a very, very bad resume. So let me read what you wrote. I've taken advice from professional resume writers. Most of them are not professional. Most of them are not good resume writers. Most of them are scam artists. In fact, if you want to know how to tell a scam artist from a non-scam artist, a really good a rule of thumb is ask them, does the ATS auto-reject? And the answer to that is no. ATSs do not reject you. Humans do. ATSs sort you on a first-come, first-served basis. That is it. That is why it's important to be one of the first to join a role and the first to apply, but there is no real AI super whatever in it. It's not that it doesn't exist, but it's so rare in the overall market that like you're only going to find it 1 out of 99 applications. So if anybody says the ATS rejects you or to make it ATS compliant, they are scamming you. So I've taken advice from professional resume writers who told me to add more impactful bullet points, and this is the best version to come up with. I've applied to many jobs where I got rejected for almost all of them, even when I matched the job description and skills. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of my location or visa status. So visa status is going to impact you. I'm going to be real. It's going to... My advice gets people a 1 to 7, right? So for every 7 applications, you get 1 interview. For visa candidates, it gets you about a 1 in 30 to a 1 in 100, which I know is much different, but it's better than like 500. Most visa candidates take like 500 applications to get an interview. So I can get you an interview once every 30 to once every 100 applications. And that's probably the best you're going to get with a really phenomenal resume for that. So first things we need to do is fix the formatting and delete probably all of this. I'm actually not sure if there's anything here that is really salvageable as a sentence. Yeah, there's really like nothing here. So let me give you the hot dog versus hamburger metaphor that I will give every single video, because you have given me a ton of hot dogs and no hamburgers. So I want you to imagine that you are in Hoboken, which apparently is a beautiful place, but sounds funny to me. I like the word Hoboken. So you're in Hoboken and you're very hungry and you're like, I need a hamburger. I'm going to go get lunch. So you go to Headless Hamburgers and you're like, hey, Headless Hamburgers, I want a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And they say, okay, cheeseburger with pickles and onions. Would you like ketchup? And you say no. Cheeseburger with pickles and onions. So they bring you back an order and they bring you a hot dog with cheese, pickles, and onions. And you would look at them and you'd be like, why? I wanted a hamburger. I wanted a cheeseburger. And they say, well, this is what you wanted. And you say, are you gaslighting me? This is not what I wanted. I wanted a cheeseburger. This is a hot dog. And they say, well, a hot dog has meat just like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns just like a hamburger. A hot dog can have cheese just like a hamburger. And a hot dog has onions and pickles. Just like a hamburger. So this is what you wanted. And you would look at them and you would walk away and leave them a nasty Google review. Because that is not what they wanted. And that is what you have done here is implemented large-scale payments processing systems is adjacent to a Java developer, but it's not what I wanted in a Java developer. Processing 10K applications doesn't matter. Digital wallets is nice to have. Optimized transaction is not. Oh, there it is. There it is. I actually missed this because, here we go, this is actually something I need. The problem is I missed it because you buried it. But again, developed an admin dashboard for management with full text scratch CRUD operations is a hot dog. It's adjacent to a Java developer, but it's not a Java developer. So what I need you to do is, if it's not this, it's irrelevant. This is what gets you a job. Because you know what I don't see? Java. Also, your formatting is awful. But like, yeah, why if you're a Java developer, do I see Java all the way down here? You know, you should have it in your very first sentence. It should be up in here. That is where I need to see it. I need to see Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, the rest of this stuff. Because if I do not see this on your resume explicitly stated in a bullet point that shows me how you did it and the reason and or results of you doing it, you do not count as a qualification. So that is why it doesn't matter that you have it here. Skills sections do not count. Nothing in a skills section counts. Everything in this section does not count. Does not matter, does not matter, does not matter. Also, because you've already gotten a master's in computer science, you don't need to put the You don't need to put it down here. So you've already gotten your degree in master's in computer science. You can just delete that. It saves a little bit of space. Also, if you put Hoboken, please put New Jersey, right? Like, you need to actually put the state. You don't want to put U.S., just put the state. And I don't need to know when you started. I just need to know when you graduated. And that only goes if you graduated in the last, 3 months or so. Or last 3 years. 3 years. So your problem with your resume is there's really nothing here. There is spring and hibernate all the way down here, right? The problem is I'm going to miss it because it's buried deep under this stuff. But no one cares about 50K users or 40% or 75% or 30%. Where's the Java all the way down there? Where's the SDLC? I don't know. Where's the SQL? There it is. The SQL's already there. Where's the RESTful APIs? All the way down there. Yeah, there's no RESTful API because, again, skill sections don't count. So this doesn't count right there. Does not exist. Where is CI/CD? Not okay. Spell it, Lee. You need to actually spell it correctly. Nope, don't see it. Where's OOP? Don't see it. Where's Git? Nope, don't see it. Does not exist. Where's Kubernetes? And again, you don't even need all of these. You only need 75%. But this is what gets you a job. Everything else doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you solved world hunger. It matters that you use Java, Spring Boot, Maven, and an AWS environment. That's it. So this is why this resume fails. And that's before we even get to the fact that you need a visa, which is really tough. So next, resume. This is a software engineer intern. So what we need for an intern, actually almost any intern, unless you're a PhD or master's intern, we just need your degree because you need to be enrolled. I need to know a basic understanding of your industry. So in this case, it will be a tech stack. So like language, library, SQL, cloud, maybe a little bit of AI, the ability to work well with others, and takes direction and criticism. And that's it. A lot of people overcomplicate their intern resumes and they put a bunch of leadership stuff and bro, you're not going to lead as an intern. You're going to get told what to do. That's why we need to know that. Unless you're in finance, some finance roles do require you to have leadership. So 20 seconds on the clock. What is their ratio? I actually don't know yet. We do not know their ratio, so we do not know if this is a good or bad resume. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. All right. Okay. Reduce CL pipeline. Kind of don't care. By Node, I do care. That affects storybooks. Don't care. This part, I actually do need that. I didn't mean to highlight that. Don't care. Wrote, don't care. Declined. Yeah, they don't have enough experience. Also, this is really hard to read. This font is super small. You really want to use this font. This is really difficult. This, hard to read. This, easy to read. Hard, easy. Hard, easy. So, yeah. And remember, this is how you do it. Link is below. So my problem here, what did they say? I'm primarily looking for software internships at a better company. Okay, cool. That doesn't really help me. There's nothing. It's not. You focus too much on the tech and too many things that I don't care about. So formatting wise, again, this is absolute garbage. Please use a different formatting. This is so hard to read. Second, unless you're a manager or you're in sales, really, 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 really need to stop making these 80%. Right? No number should be in your bullet points. You remember, number here, good. Number here, good. Number in red, bad. So no number there, no number there. No number should be there unless you're in sales or you are in a management position, which you're not going to be as an intern. So no numbers. And then also the problem is, again, you're very too technical here. Storybook using AST parsing and developed end-to-end view pages with architected a framework and blah, blah, blah. Your second sentence is okay. But I need you to just say architected a pipeline using Java, Spring Boot, APIs, TypeScript, and Vue that tests storybook files. That alone would get you an interview. And then I also need to know how you worked well with other people. I don't see that. I don't see much here. It's very hard to read this resume. Where does it show that you worked with other people? How does it show that you took direction and criticism? I don't see that, and that is critical. I understand it's ridiculous that you think you need that, but tough. That's the truth. You need it. If you're an intern, it's entirely possible that this is your first job out of high school or college, that you have never worked in an industry before. And you know what they don't want? They don't want you to go there and they say, hey, Bob, your JavaScript code is a little faulty. You need to fix it by Monday. And then you just stare at them and then flip the desk and rage out, because that can happen. Early in my career, I made a giant mistake, and I got somebody hired that ended up getting escorted out by the police. They want to make sure that doesn't happen. I've never made that mistake again. I have learned from that error. That was like 5, 7, 8 years ago. But that is something that can happen, is you want to make sure that your intern does not freak out when you tell them that, hey, their code sucks, that their code is bad. That they need to do this stuff. You need to show that. And then we go down here into the actual technical skills, and again, I barely see what I need. I need a basic understanding of the technical skills, not an advanced. If you show me an advanced, it's going to go over the person's head, because they only have 20 seconds, and they're not looking for it. They're looking for the basics. So keep the basics, show how you work well together with others, and honestly, probably delete this resume and redo it. There's really not... The only sentence I actually think I like is this one, which is implemented... Let's see. Yeah, this one is a good sentence. Implemented a Spring Boot APIs integrated with Java and serving Java code documentation for full-stack internal testing tools. That is a good bullet point. Almost everything else is a bad bullet point. This bullet point is a mid-bullet point. So I need you to make it simple. That's the goal. Simple, basic, easy, not advanced and crazy technical. Next resume. This is another full stack. Full stack is like the most common, I think, job I get sent to me. So that's why like 50% of them are full stack engineers. So what we need for full stack, actually, did I do one in this the video? Let's see. So full stack, yeah, I did not. All right. So for full stack developer, what we need in the US, again, I have gotten people jobs outside the US. I've gotten them in the UK, the EU, Canada, Africa, Mexico, and I think it was Singapore as well. So this advice does work outside the US, but it's like 95% as effective. So there are some things that are slightly not as effective. Also, this doesn't even fit on the full page. This is a nightmare. So what we need for full stack is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, React, React.js, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, SQL, NoSQL, RESTful API, REST API, Cloud, CI/CD, Git, .NET or Python or Java, and bonus points for that stuff. So this person has a 1 in 100 is what they say. I don't know how accurate that is, but let's find out. So 20 seconds on the clock. This formatting already out of the corner of my eye scares me, but maybe the bullet points are good, because the bullet points are the most important thing. You can have bad formatting and still get a job. You can't really have bad bullet points and still get a role. So, and start. Okay, formatting, nightmare. Nothing. Turn to my codes to improve their skills in React and TypeScript. Okay, good. I need more. In CI/CD pipelines, okay. Integrated ETS, don't care. Nope, I need you to write it. Responsibilities is not bad. Integrated TypeScript, Next.js. Okay. Yeah, your bullet point, this actually does scream like a 1 in 100. Some of these are good, but the bullet points are not the worst. Your formatting is way worse. Like, this is a bad formatting, but it's not... Actually, it's not even the worst formatting I've ever seen. It's bad, but it's like, it's still legible at least. So, let me read what they said. I live in France, and I feel like there is many options as there are recruiters. Somebody told me metrics and numbers are important and show impact. Some told me they need to lower your credibility. The guy at the unemployment office in France suggested that layout for me is fine, but from the feedback I got from recruiters, it seems solid and clear cut. But I must be doing something wrong. I just have no clue what it is. Okay, so your bullet points are not bad. They can be improved, right? But your bullet points are actually on the right track. Your formatting is bad. So here's what you need to do with recruitment advice. Listen to one person and then use that one person's advice to see how many applications you send out to get interviews. So for the person at the unemployment office, use their advice, send out 50 to 100 applications, and if you don't get 2 interviews from it, probably not good advice. You can keep doing that. You can use mine as well. That is how you do it. But don't follow multiple people's advice. You really only want to follow one person at the same time, because otherwise it's just going to be too many cooks in the kitchen. So formatting-wise, this. All right, use this. Then I don't need to know that you self-taught since 2023. Or 2013, that's not relevant. I'm not even going to touch the rest of the formatting because, again, this Yeah. Crazy. But then we go down to the bullet points, and it's not the worst. Your first one isn't what I want, right? But your second bullet point isn't terrible, right? Tutor your coworkers in, again, don't say accomplishments. This should just be bullet points. Just say, tutor my coworkers to improve their skills in React and TypeScript is actually what I'd want. The problem is I want more than that. So if you actually said, tutor my coworkers in TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and React to improve their skills through workshops, that's actually a really solid bullet point, because it shows that you are so incredibly good at the basic tenets of your job that you can teach others how to do them. So you just need a little bit more. Ensured constant service uptime by building CI/CD pipelines is good. I just need more. Remember, you need about 3 keywords per bullet point minimum. So this only has 1, but what you wrote was correct. I just need more. So I just need a little bit more. And then this one, though, has nothing in it, right? Integrated, cannot use this either. This stuff needs to be in the bullet points. And then here, you nothing. Then this, don't write it like this. I drove upscaling due to my decent. Just say, don't tell me how you learned it. Don't tell me if you're good or bad at it. Just tell me that you did it, right? Just say upscaled smooths websites using TypeScript, Next.js, and whatever. And then I need more, and then I need more, and then I need more. Because what's important is this stuff, remember? And it may be slightly different in France, but it should still be close enough that it can get you a role. So again, none of this matters, none of this matters. So your bullet point, like these bullet points alone that you have up here are probably the only reason you're getting interviews, and they're fantastic. I need you to actually focus more on these bullet points, and I need you to make the formatting basic, and I need you to ignore everybody but one person. And if you ignore me, okay, that's fine. But don't listen to 13 different people, because they're going to give you 17 different things of advice. My advice does work. It works in the US, it works in Canada, it works in the UK, it works in the EU, it works in Africa, it works in, I think, Singapore, and it works in Mexico. I'm still trying to get people jobs in the Netherlands, so hopefully that'll be my next one. But I need you to boil these bullet points down to make them more basic and boring. And you kind of already do that. I just need a little bit more. So this is, despite the crazy formatting, not a terrible, terrible resume. It's not good, but it's one of the better ones for this video. So next, resume. This is a resume of a data scientist. So what we need for data scientist is degree, Python, R, SQL, data in all its forms, so data modeling, data analytics, etc. Industry, again, I cannot be in every industry, so as long as I see what industry it is and 1 or 2 tools from it, you should be fine. I need to see that you explain stuff to non-technical folk and you can influence stakeholders. This is critical. I'm not joking. I know this sounds like a joke, but like Elon Musk decided to change Twitter to X, and that was a terrible decision. As a data analyst, your job is to convince Elon Musk not to do that and show them why that's a bad idea and explain that in simple terms that even Elon Musk can understand. So I also need cross-functional MLOps, Microsoft Office applications. So Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Google Sheets, AI, just a little bit, right? A little bit of AI, Spark, skibidi-learn, pandas, NumPy, Agentic, any of that stuff, but don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. And dashboards and data visualization. So we do not know this person's ratio. So it's unknown, but 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see how good or bad this is. And go. Okay. Mechanical engineering. Okay, good. Develop machine learning models. Good. Using Python, skibidi-learn, PyTech, Google Cloud Platform. Good. Need a little bit more of that. Built in ETL pipeline, SQL, and pandas for data cleaning. Don't really care. Create a data visualization MATLAB and Excel. It's okay. Cross-functional team of 4. Climate science. That's okay. This is not bad. I might actually be able to move this forward. I just think it needs a little bit more. But let me read what you wrote, but I actually don't think this is that bad. I was an international PhD student and just graduated. My resume was too technical, so I wrote it using your template. I'm eligible for STEM OPT, now applying for a green card. I know how to phrase it properly on my resume. So you are in chat right now, which, again, if anybody needs more help, they can join my Twitch chat every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlesshunter. So I will go over how to phrase that a little bit more in my Twitch chat, because I'm going to need some information from them specifically to know how to phrase this, but there are things you can do with it. I just wanted to let everybody know why I'm not going to talk about it for the rest of this part of the video. I also have 2 questions. Should I list project sections to show I can handle different types of data? Why is that important? All that matters is you show that you can do what you can do. Again, the order of importance is relevancy first. If it's not relevant, it doesn't matter. Then relevant work experience, relevant internships, relevant projects. That is the order that matters. So if you do not have the experience in your work experience and your internships, then projects. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Should I mention foreign languages that I know? Yes, it's actually a good idea to mention that. I remember you mentioned it might be useful in one of your recordings, but I did not see any job description. So mentioning another language that you know is one of those, like, it's not going to matter for like 90% of your applications, but the application that it does matter could immediately get you an interview. So if you know other languages, right, fluently, then what I want you to put is here, instead of like U.S. citizen, put U.S. citizen fluent in X and Y, located in X and Y. So you can put it up here or you can put it down here. The point is it should be around this area, and you just need to say what languages you are fluent in, because that is a huge plus to not all jobs, but a few jobs love that, and they could even hire you immediately based on it. Not immediately, but like it will skip the line. So what works and what doesn't in this job description? So let's go through with it to see what they have. We have the degree, which is good. We have Python, good. We have SQL, good. And again, you don't need R if you have both of those. That's okay. We have machine learning. Okay, perfect. Skibbity learn pandas, good. We have cloud. I did see it somewhere. I don't know where I put cloud, but that's fine. And then we have ML ops, and then we need a little bit of other stuff. I don't need ETL. Again, that's not really something I need. We already have SQL and NumPy pandas. Created data visualizations. Good. We have data visualizations. And Excel, but I need more than that. Again, I need you to see like how you used Excel a little bit more. So yeah, I think this might work. My big thing here is I don't really see how you explain complex topics. Here it is. This is a more important bullet point. This actually should be probably up here. In fact, I think this is probably your most. It was communicated ML models, perfect. Data-driven models, good. And results to technical and non-technical stakeholders using Word and PowerPoint, leading to, you don't need to say the number, right? You can just say leading to peer-reviewed publications and presented in a paid online course. So this, but this is, you're kind of burying the lead. This is actually a really good bullet point. You should put it up top. And that also means that you then don't need ML here because you have it down there. And it says that. So yeah, I need you to stop burying the lead, but otherwise that's good. I do have this. Yeah, I'm missing a little bit of the industry, but I think this sentence is the thing that you really want up here, because your sentences are just a little bit too, they're not bad, right? I don't want to say this is a Garbo resume. It's not. It's just your bullet points are a little bit too technical, and they have a little bit too many hot dogs when I really want a little bit more hamburgers. So they're like mostly hamburgers, but there's too many hot dogs in there. Like, do I really care that you, did in computer vision and IoT? Not really, right? So I don't think really this is good. The cross-functional is nice, but you can put cross-functional in another one. And then, is it really needed that you did data cleaning and feature selection? No, not really. It is important that you add weather and indoor climate because it shows me what you did, and I don't really care about ETL either. So that's kind of my issue with that. The rest of them is okay. Like, remember, the most important thing is not the AI. Everybody focuses on the machine learning. It's a small part of your job. The real part is communicating and getting Elon Musk to not change Twitter. Like, that's like the vast majority of your job. So, that's all I can do with this resume, although it will help them out a little bit more on the work experience up there. Thank you all very much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. It helps me out a lot. And I wanted to thank my members. You can join, if you wanted to be a member, you can join in the link below. You get access to videos a little bit early. Just want to thank you very much for supporting me. I appreciate it a lot, and I'm here to help you all get jobs because we are in a recession right now at the time of recording this, and there are just more people applying for jobs than there are jobs. So I want to help you all get as many jobs as you can, or get a job. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.